Maybe I'll switch to the Discord sound. Do you hear me twice right now? From it's better to mute
Nope, but
Discord.
I can do the same test.
Oh. Okay. I can totally hear you typing, so I think if you spoke, I could hear you. I'm talking. No, well, I can hear you typing. I can hear you typing.
Test.
Yeah, I can hear you. They can't hear me? It says I'm talking. Oops. I don't know. You can hear me on Discord, but not on Ninja. And we can just
It seems that.
Okay, we can just use a Ninja or the Discord sound for each other. But I can hear you just fine on Ninja.
Okay. Yeah, it depends on what the stream is using as its audio source.
Well, I mean, you can turn Ninja sound off for yourself, and they'll still be able to have it on. Like, there's a little sound in front of each of the. In front of my window, there's a little sound. If you roll over my video part, then you can control the sound for that person, for you to hear, but it doesn't affect the stream.
Okay, I can meet you on the Ninja.
Okay, so I'll do the same. I'll listen to you on Discord, and then they can just use Ninja for whatever.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool.
It flickered for like a half second and it just died.
It looks cool. It looks like you're anonymous in a documentary.
Right. Just need the voice changer.
I put on all my makeup for
all of 5 seconds.
Yeah. It might be 15 seconds for each game, who knows?
That's true. I have yet to do a second game.
Okay, so it looks like we are not getting the same screen that they have on stream. Because on stream they're showing like the player profiles.
Oh, looks like we're live then.
We live with sound? Because we can't see the stream then if this is... we won't be able to commentate. Oh, we are live. Hello, everybody. We have no direction. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the World Riichi Hong Kong Pro Cup 2026. We cannot see what's being streamed, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. They have shared the incorrect screen. Fixed real quick, and we'll be right back, Nate and I.
I guess we could commentate the game on 2.5-minute delay.
Yes, we were talking for 2.5 minutes, so I don't know what was being heard, but hopefully we didn't say anything too nefarious.
Light and shadow, I'm assuming.
Yes. It looks like the correct screen in the Chinese that I can read, but
Yeah, I think we may be stuck on the loading.
well, there's some mahjong happening. I can tell you that the first dealer is Ben Ching, and the South Sea is Andy Leung, and the West Sea is Leung, and in the North Sea is Jim Lai, who we call Jimmy.
It's been pretty cool to see the action that's been happening in Hong Kong, and Jim has been really instrumental in having this shared. And it was really cool doing commentary with him in the first broadcast.
Yeah, he's also commentated on the JPML stream before, the JPML English stream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think for one of the WRC League final tables. So hoping to get him back in there again. He's been super busy. He was playing in the JPML Pro League, but was a little bit busy this past season. So hopefully we'll see him back soon. I wonder if I can go over to the Chinese stream.
Let's test that. Yeah, the lag is just a little off, but we have our first reach already.
I will go over and see if I can get their attention.
I guess while you are looking at that, I will keep tabs on the game. Of course, we have the Riichi Pink already, door 8 so. Andy with the triplet of red dragons already. It looks like a hand that you kind of want to fight with. Find a path to Tempai that doesn't involve fighting directly. We've got Cheese Riichi. Bladed Riichi from Jim. Could induce a fold. 3-6 pin. versus 4-7 pin. The pin's through the danger suit. Ben continues to collect. Pin tiles could be able to fight. Warso goes through. Oh my, we're gonna see a caught. Caught into Rinchan. Hear the commentary later, but what an excellent.
It's a bit of a delay. Maybe we can download and adjust the sound later and maybe re-upload. I guess we could do that.
That's true.
Okay. I have asked for help in the Chinese stream, but I don't know if anybody is watching the chat.
I imagine in between games, at the very least, we'll get an updated screen.
Okay.
All right. Well, if that's the case, let's keep going. East 2. Jim has already pulled out a Mungan to start the game. After that, Rinchan Sumo. Dealership passes to Andy.
Oh, nice fill in for Leung, for Leo. I think he goes by Leo, at least in Japanese.
Mm.
But Leo is just so much more intuitive in English. Also, nice draw for Ben as well. Probably gonna lock in a pair somewhere. Lots of pair options. Okay, going to go for the Tanyao hand. We do have the early reach. It's not very easy to play defense against reach like this early.
No, not a lot of information. Could just see pushing as a result. I mean, the tiles that have cleared are all along the 3-6-9 pin Suji. Now we see a 6-mon. Still not so easy. A dealer with that Tanya might try to push through, persevere in the face of this early Riichi.
Sounds like they're getting audio from two places as well on the stream because I hear an echo.
Oh, is that so? The technical genius combines to work to solve issues.
I don't know. It's only yours. It's echoed. I don't know what it is. It should be fine.
Oh, mine is the one that's doubled?
Only yours is doubled. I don't know why. It's part of your mysterious documentary. But actually, it's not quite a 2-minute delay. It's only about, I think... Let's test. I'm going to start counting now.
Yeah, when I listen to the stream, I'm hearing only one, so hopefully...
I think it's only a 20-second delay, so we aren't going to be as bad as we thought.
Maybe by the time we read off one of these tiles, Since they're playing so quickly, it will have gone back around again. Perfect timing.
All right. Actually, a really good starting hand for Ben. Current dealer is Leo, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we are in East 3. They are playing very quickly.
I noticed this last time as well. Very efficient. Can actually rattle off games really quickly. Even though the game that I saw had a lot of repeats, actually finished in a reasonable time length, and having the auto table certainly helps. The setup's great.
Auto table also, for players who have come from the Hong Kong game is much faster than Reach generally. So fast that a lot of players will discard before drawing their next tile. So I think it's a lot of, you're used to playing quickly. Oh, we have the open-ended gut shot shape here, and he'll keep that 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 8. You don't want to discard the 8 too quickly to lock in the open-ended, because there is a 7 there that will complete 2 sequences as well, although all the 7s are in Jim's hand right now. That one right there. That's what it's talking about. I guess 20 seconds ago.
A spicy Aka-dora. And for the dealer, not so easy to decide. Let's go with the straightforward south.
Not interesting. So he will release that 8 now. Can still use the 7 if he uses the 4s as a triple, and so it's not as much loss as before he drew the third 4.
Yeah, the hand can be weighed down by that dragon. Dora is certainly helpful if you start to accumulate them, but as a singleton, it can be kind of tricky to use. 8-pin out. Considering the chief for Sanchoku, we'll make the call. Jim, not a particularly expensive hand, but from this lead doesn't necessarily need to build the largest hand.
Hello,
his dealership with about 10,000 points ahead of it.
Welcome to the chat, Sunku and Langus. Happy to have you here. Triple up in the 5 so for Leo. A lot of, it's like a couple extra pairs, not good shapes in this hand at all, actually. Decides to lock in that 2-pin pair. I'm not very happy about that 8-9 penchant shape.
There's some temptation to just cut that in favor of Tanya, but part of the problem is that a lot of your upgrades have issues. There's already a 1 and 2 mon in the discards. The 4-pin connects to central pin tiles, but 5-pin, 5-pin, 6-pin from the right is kind of limiting the number of central pin tiles that there are out there to draw. Of course, to draw back in Shanten could be slower than just moving to Tempai. We're going to have another call here. And Jim now with that Sanchoku Tempai. Seven so is the desired tile. It looks like a tile that could be out there. Leo, you can see considering that 8 so. Definitely a question mark as to what the Yaku is. Sanchoku is certainly an ideal candidate. So anything 7, 8, 9 of the suit that hasn't been called is extra suspicious. We had a 7, 8, 9 pin call, so the Bonzu, the 7, the 9 have already been discarded. It makes the 8 mon extra dangerous, and then, of course, anything in the upper Sozu range. But the 8 so did go through. The Green Dragon, on the other hand, maybe not so much. We're going to see the dealer prepare to fold out. Still opportunity for Ben.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the blocks that he needs. On the other hand, Ben Ching's hand is looking really good. Even
Close
against
to
his
that
calls. Yeah.
Again, some hesitation on this 8 mon. It's the only mon tile that doesn't look like it will go through. You can see 3 of the, let's see, at least 2 of the 8 mon have been discarded. Which makes it even less likely that it's already in the hand. Of course, we know Jim has it already. Only 1 copy of the 7 still left in the wall. Oh my, that's because that would have been Tempai if the 8 had gone through, but then you'd have to try the dragon. It's certainly not something that we would have seen the dealer do at this point. Does get the feeling like we're headed to a draw, but there is one more draw, and that's it. The 7 so for drawn for Leo. It's going to prevent Jim from having a live tile on the wall. So Yukyoku, 1 player Tempai. So far, so good for Jim. Look at this dealership here in East 4.
Yeah, big lead here.
Forza will be the new Dora. 1 in hand already. Shape's not so strong.
Yeah, not great shapes. There is a 789 Sanshoko I can see in Jim's hand, though.
Back to back. See it happen. Wow, this looks pretty put together.
All open-ended as well, just 1 floater there, and lots of options for pairs with that triple. The 1 mon could become the pair, or it could make it somewhere else and use that 1 mon as a triple.
Then confirming the 7 so pair and leaving the open-ended shape in the lower so 3-4 rather. Shapes keep getting stronger in small ways.
It's feast or famine, I guess.
Honestly, a couple of these hands are gorgeous.
Wow.
Now, your choice. 2 mon is pretty natural here.
Yeah, that's the most efficient as far as how many tiles get you to Tempai. And it's pretty much all good weights since you have that triple of the 1s. The only difference is whether you get the Pinfuyaku or not.
Exactly. Usually when you have diamond shape like this, you worry sometimes that you complete one of the open-ended shapes and then you have to discard away from the other one. You're left with a pair weight or a tanki weight. But when you're holding a triplet, that problem is not a big one. And wow, Phil the Penchon 3 mon comes in. We're going to see the Riichi from Ben.
The Sanshoku did manifest in Jim's hand, but he has to fold out to this reach because he's so far ahead. Or at least Mawasu.
2 so. There's nothing indicating that it's safe. In fact, it might be a little bit more dangerous than your average tile, but it's also as if there's not a lot of information either. Without a Dora in hand.
Yeah, it is also straddle Suji, the Matagi Suji to the Dora. So that makes it look much scarier.
1 copy of the Dora in the hand of Ben, who is in Riichi. 2 copies of the Dora for Jim. He might be incentivized to fight. Still, none of these tiles confirm safe. The upper Monzu clear. The 2 pin clears, but then you're folding. A 2-pin rather. 2-pin leads to the 1-pin from Jim.
So Leo is just completely out. This isn't even really, you can't really roll it anymore even to try and get back to Tenpai. I think Jim is still trying to maintain sort of a path to Tenpai, but Ben will draw it.
So finds one Ura as well. With the Mangan each, Sumo, Pinhu, Dora, Ura. That was on Jim's dealership, so Jim pays the 4,000 points. We're going to have a little bit of a closer battle here for first. Of course, as a reminder for folks, this is a game in which the top 2 advance to the next round. This is the 3rd session, and we will have some extra advancements based off of the best 3rd place between all 3 of the groups. So a lot to play for, even if you don't make the top group. So game 1 of 2 here.
So we're playing 2 today, and the top 2 from each table advance, or top 1?
That's right.
Okay. And then tomorrow is the final?
Yeah, tomorrow I believe there is another round of knockout with 8 players.
Okay. You can say set play if you want, it's okay. I know I'm complaining about it, but...
just yesterday. 2 days ago?
Yes, yesterday. It was yesterday.
We are in the 7th round. We move back to Ben, who just won a nice hand. You know, I've been very impressed with the hype that this table is giving. I like to see hands that are relatively put together right from the get-go.
We have definitely seen a couple early reaches, 3rd and 4th turn reaches.
Ooh, a little spicy Dion-Peiko perhaps from Andy. Now that would be a highlight.
It's definitely a crowd pleaser. He's gonna hedge the double gutty, the Ryankan shape for 6-8 with that 4-5-6. Of course, he wants the 5 for the possible Dion-Peiko. In that situation, do you prefer to draw the 5 first and be open-ended, or draw the 9 first and lock in that Dion-Peiko shape? Or do you feel like you have to do a Suji trap in that situation?
That's interesting. I think if I have the Suji trap, then I would love to draw the 9 first. If I don't have the Suji trap fully set, and the hand has like Dora in it, then I'm okay getting the Yasume with the open-ended shape. If I have no Dora, then maybe I still prefer to draw the 9 so and have the just lock in the value.
So he decided he didn't exactly lock in the 4-5-6-6 shape because he has a triple in the south. Although the south is his double wind, I believe, is Andy's hand.
That's right.
Yeah. So looking even for a 3, 4, 6, or 7 mon just to get to Tenpai. Because Deech with double south and also possible Ipeiko is already Mangan. As much as we would love to see the Dion-Peiko shape.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting if he even draws the 5 mon. Would he reach cutting the south and giving up 2 Han for a chance at 3?
I hope he draws it so we can see. See what happens.
I want to see it too. I mean, that is just the better Riichi weight-wise.
Yep.
We also have to consider the number of 9 so that are discarded. Only 1 so far. There's no way that we just don't ever get the Tenpai, surely.
You say that so confidently.
maybe as a premonition. Sometimes your hand is just too pretty to ever get there.
I can tell you that the reason I'm here this evening is because of all the hands that did not get to Tenpai yesterday in Pro Queen.
We're glad to have you, even if the reason is an unfortunate one. Ishanten for other players as well. This is not getting there. Where is that 5-mon? Where is the 6-9? So, well, honestly, where's any mon tile? There are very few tiles that don't give tempai.
There's like 1, 2 here. I mean, it's not like they're all being hoarded either. There's definitely some left in the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ben silently waits for 4-pin and 7-pin. No reach yet put out there.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just counting some tiles. 14, 15, 16. There should be still like 10 tiles left that get him to temp. I don't know, yeah, maybe 10. There's one of them. The 6s were deep.
Three mon goes through Ben. How about this?
There's another one. Look at how deep those 6s were. Let me see.
Does give the tempai.
Yeah.
It's so sad to just call for tempai here, but at this point, it does feel almost necessary. So now 2 tempai and a third. Leo gets there as well.
Tempai
need
as well.
2 Riichi though. 5-8 so versus 3-6 mon for Andy versus that 4-7 pin Damaten Mangan.
There's another. Look at how those 6s came, and just that last
so deep.
draw. Yeah. I imagine we're gonna see the 9s as well. I think there are 2 left.
Oh, Sumo found. This is going to be a big one for Ben. Sumo, Tan Yao Pinhu, and the Sanchoku as well. 4,000 doll. Collects the Riichi stick from Leo as well. Suddenly, we have a new leader. Such a luxury as the dealer to be able to silently hold a 12,000 point hand. And opens up this time to double east. I shouldn't say double east, we're in the south round, but a pair of easts. That means it is callable for Ben should he choose to. 46,000, over 13,000 ahead of the competitors, but you can't rest on your lead when you've got Jim chasing you down. It's like a mess of honor tiles here for Leo. Jim also a little bit slow out of the gate here. West is the Dora. And that's a great 3-mon for Andy. Andy will have his chance as the dealer in the next round or so. And this assumes that Ben doesn't continue to win. We saw in one of the games, I believe it was last week, just one of those players repeating over and over again, building a monstrous lead. Woodmon, technically a useful tile. We'll cut away the hanchan. 8 so, 9 so gone. And now a decision for Ben. Eliminates one of the pairs from the hand.
Locked in the 3-sided shape.
Yeah, really standard move when you're looking to improve your shapes. And the 3-sided is already so strong. How about hold another centralized floating tile? Hoping to get rid of this 1-2 mon. The
idea is to hold poor shapes in sets of 3. one of the pieces of advice from, I think, one of the books that we translated that was released on the M League tour.
I do remember reading that, actually.
Yes, you read those books as well.
It's something that feels kind of intuitive, but you might not really think about it unless you actually read it.
It is good to put these intuitive thoughts into words anyway. Makes it easy to remember. So the pour shapes you hold in sets of 3, like a pair plus something stuck to it. Or a hanchan shape, 1, 3, 5, like you can see here in Jim's hand.
All right. What a move. Had the 1-2 shape for Tempai, decided not to Riichi on the 3-mon, broke away from the shape, cut a 6-mon, redrew into Tempai, waiting on that very same 3-mon, and says, well, now I have a Suji trap set, so let's just slam.
And the Suji trap, when you drop the 1-mon first and then the 6-mon, is so much stronger than the other way around. If you drop the 6-mon first and then the 1-mon, the Suji trap is pretty obvious when they're both.
Yeah, it really feels like you've got, if you were just choosing between a 2-mon or a 1-mon and a 6-mon as a floating tile, you would almost always keep the 6-mon. So the fact that you have the 1-mon instead of the 6-mon kind of indicates that you have a shape in that lower area. It needs players to be more suspicious of the 3.
Right. So you might do that with, like, if you have a 1-1-2 and a floating 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep that pour shape, the 3 tiles of that pour shape, so you discard the 6 first. And then later the 1. That's when it's really clear.
That being said, we saw it the other way around here. So will someone fall for the Suji? It looks like Leo's got an interesting hand here, but tough to play it against this dealer reach. Does play the Riichi declaration tile Suji. The 3 still comes out.
Oh, we might see it from Jim, actually. He has a floating 3 and he just got rid of the 4.
Jim certainly would love to take a hand off of Ben, erase that gap. Does he have a hand worth fighting with? Not quite, but if he doesn't have safety, then that just might be the next tile on the list.
Yeah, to me it looks like Jim is really folding, and if he runs out of Genbutsu, then I think we see the 3 come out.
He's got the 1 pin now. And the 3 so 2 tiles of safety. This door west has been stuck in everyone's hand. No one can get rid of it. Oh, it gets paired up. Oh, this is actually Chitoitsu Ishanten. Could be Honitsu. Chitoitsu, door 2. It almost makes you want to just jam the 2 pin out. I don't think you could stop me from jamming the 2 pin.
There's a 3 pin on the board.
Right? That's safe enough, right? Surely. Okay, 4 so a little bit safer of an entry, I think.
Yeah, some people are just very mature.
And not maximizing value, but hitting value when you have to win the hand first. Ooh, 8 pin. That entire Suji has been drawn, and it is not safe. How does this 5 so look? We can see all the copies of the 3 so, but not enough in the upper sozu to make the 5 so look safe. I think that's 2 copies of the 6 so. I really appreciate how 3 copies of the 6 so. That is. It's really cool to see how easy it is to read the tiles in the discards. Really great quality.
Yeah, it's a really nice setup.
All right, infinite save tiles now. I think we're going to be able to escape.
Only 2 draws left.
Last chance. Not going to see the 1, or rather the 3-mon. It's only 1 player. Temp by Ben again, picking up points even with the lead. Very important to pad the gap.
If you're just if you're just joining, sorry, I just want to say if you're just joining us, we are commentating on the delay from what you see on the video. We're watching the video at the same time as you, and our voices are probably delayed about 20 seconds. We will be fixing this audio later, so anyone who watches the VOD after the fact will hear the sound at the right time. But bear with us for this game, please. All right, we can talk about Mahjong again.
Very good. We have, of course, Ben as our dealer. He's been running up the score. Also has a pretty fast-looking hand here. Too many shapes. The 7-pin is a great replacement for one of these kanchans. Just picking which one to discard goes with the 1-3 pin. Discard the outer tiles. Outer kanchan versus the inner kanchan. The other hands don't look quite as strong, although Jim has an incredible Dora shape. He is the closest contender, I believe. 5, 6, 6, 7. Where 5 so's Dora means if you're pulling draws towards E-Peiko, then you're going to have Dora 2 as well.
Now I wonder, when you're dropping kanchans, because a lot of times when you upgrade, or when you have an open-ended, then it's generally better to wait on the ones that are towards the edge. So unless you're going for a tanyao, it's better to wait like on a 1-4 or a 6-9 rather than a 4-7. So I wonder if for kanchan, when you drop kanchans, if it's better to hold on to the 1-3 a little bit more than the 2-4. I wonder what the theory is for that.
I think there's some merit in that. It depends on how much improving that you expect to do before you get tempai.
So would you rather wait on a 3? I mean, okay, I guess everyone in North America is going to pick the 3-so, of course. So
no, I see your point. Yeah, definitely. Like for your final weight, I would prefer to be on a 2 rather than on a 3.
Right. So,
but if it's early enough in the round, and I think that there's a chance to draw, a 5 to improve the shape. Oop, we're going to see a tempai. Hold that thought. Jam slams the Riichi. Just waits on 3, so Riichi Dora 1.
Speaking of the 3-so penchan, we were talking about kanchan, but still.
Yeah, and Ben is also waiting on the 3-so as well, so it could be, in theory, even a double run, although I don't think players will be so eager to cut away the 3-so.
I can't believe Tips missed this game.
He would love this. It's also an interesting choice from Jim to declare the Riichi immediately. Oh, we're going to see the upgrade. So that's the reason why you keep the 2-4 over the 1-3. At least the 2-4 so is for the Dora acceptance.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah, when you calculate in Dora, everything's going to be a little bit different. But
right.
When everything else is equal, it's not something. I mean, it's something that I feel like I should have thought about more, and I haven't thought about enough. So
it's quite interesting. If you're playing with red 5s, I guess you'd rather have a 2-4 than a 1-3.
Right. But WRC rules here with no red 5s. And especially because I often play A rules.
Right.
And then there's a lot, there's even less incentive. There's a lot more incentive to go for outside hands even, so.
So 3 can upgrade just about the same as a 4 can.
Yep. And of course, if you draw the 4, then you have the red 5 acceptance as well.
We're going to see the 6 come out, though. Safe against the Riichi player, but not safe to the dealer, who will collect Yakuhai Dora 1. And the Honba as well will increase the value of the hand. 2,900 becomes 3,500. And then extends up to 53,000 points. Now, again, this is just game 1. You definitely want to have as many points as you can going into game number 2, because there's no guarantee that you'll be as fortunate in the next game. especially because we've seen so far in this league, in this Pro Cup, all of these players could run away with a monstrous first. There's been no shortage of skilled play over the course of this event. And another pretty reasonable high pie here. Collects the Dora 5-mon. We're going to see a call. Red Dragon. A lot of honor tiles, but I think this hand is less likely to be a flush, as those are mainly singletons. And there's a 3-3-4 pin shape. With Aka-dora 1, not the most expensive hand, but he is in third. And as the dealer continues to win hands, the pressure increases to just get them off, get that momentum moved to somebody else. Red Dragon, will we see a con? It's going to hold it.
Yeah, we might.
I wouldn't be surprised if we move forward one step to see the con taken.
Yeah, and here you definitely want to hold on to the 2-2-4-6-6 shape. That's a super versatile shape. I think 8-pin is kind of the easy answer here. But he's going to lock in the Dora use by discarding the 2-mon first.
Yeah, basically committed to Tanya at this point. Committed to the Dora, as you say. Sometimes you end up in pairs. Oh, the 8-pin draw. Definitely thinking about it now. Will be okay. The 4-pin comes out. That feels like almost a committal. Almost though. The 8-mon would be the full committal.
It is only 2 Jen Shanten. Also,
maybe as a result, too soon.
Is it
give up on the triplet?
Yeah, I would definitely would be going
call
for
to Ishanten. Do you think we'll receive a con on the next draw?
Ooh, ouch. Just the backfire. The only backfire you can, I guess, is
Dora.
Interesting. Did Dora just come out? He wants to just go for triples and wants to get rid of that 5 first.
Yeah, anticipating that it's going to come out soon anyway, so you might as well drop it while it's still a little safe. Egg draws a triplet in me. Jen, did you just manifest a Yakuman? Still no con here.
Oh, now I got to count the 8s and the 6s. And the 7. There's 1 6.
The players have to be wondering what's happening in that hand. To drop 5-mon, then...
Okay, the 6 pins are gone, though.
And 5-pin. Well, here's another pair. So it looks like he's decided to go the pairs, yeah. Still technically Ishanten, because we don't have the Kansei Chitoi, but...
Yeah.
Any other pair, even one that's in your discards, a shitty 10 pair, will be Tenpai. That's Tenpai. Tanyao Chitoi.
I feel shortchanged by
sad Jen noises.
Yeah, and also after the hand earlier that could have been Yampeiko and just did not get there. I'm not talking about the player's play, I'm talking about the wall. The wall is shortchanging us. And there's a reach with the 4-so weight. Interesting.
That is pretty trapped, that early 2-so, 7-so combination, but I think the players at this point should be expecting some sort of trap. Something definitely does not sit right. We see the Red Dragon come out, no con, naturally after the Riichi, Ben not incentivized, or rather, it was Leo who had the con opportunity, not incentivized to play it.
It seems like there is no time limit for these games.
I believe that is correct.
So it's just 2 games for today, not like, often we have like 4 or 6 games in one day, and that's where you'll find the time limits. But with just 2 games, you generally think they're not going to take too terribly long.
No. Jim finds the Tempai, does not declare the Riichi despite it being a 3-sided wait here. It is waiting on Genbutsu to the dealer's Riichi. Feels like he's a little bit more concerned about just maintaining this lead and doesn't want to risk throwing a bad tile against the Riichi and dropping towards 3rd place. And now he's drawn the 7 months, so this is a hot tile. Tries it. Perhaps the thought is, with that early Dora cut, you surely are not waiting around. Dora. He was right in this instance. And finds the 4 sumo.
That's what I wanted.
I think Ben will be all right with this outcome. The other thought that you have in this situation is, boy, I'm glad you didn't Riichi.
But Jim is the last dealer, and he is creeping up on Ben there point-wise.
About 15,000 points separate the two. A little bit less than that, but with the dealership, that can easily evaporate. We saw just how quickly Ben's score moved up in his own dealership. Right, Dora West paired up for Leo, but has a lot of interesting
pairs.
I almost want to see 6 so cut.
I mean, I kind of wanted to see that the first discard. It's unfortunate the first discard was north almost because there was some potential there. I won't say it. But I realized why we call it Jen Shanten is because for the last like 10 years, I have lived with somebody who comes up behind me when I'm playing on Ronron and looks at every high pie and only lists the Yakumon that I should go for that high pie every single time.
That makes sense.
So
you are one of the most Yakuman heavy players that I know.
Yeah, you just start seeing them everywhere once they're pointed out to you.
Ooh, the West was hovered. It is a tile that doesn't really fit into these shapes.
This is all green, obviously.
Clearly. And we're going to see a Puln. Naturally, we're going to see the Puln. If the plan wasn't confirmed before, it's certainly been decided now. Chanta Dora 3. Oh, and there's another West immediately. Well, probably we're going to see that so easily.
Nice fill in there. Holds on to the extra 2.
Ben's paired up his north.
Puln.
Haku is a natural cut here. Goes with the 8 mon. This means that if you...
It's locking in the pair, and then you can tempai, or if the Haku ends up, the White Dragon ends up pairing up, you have a little bit easier time getting a Yaku in that case.
And if you draw the 9 so, then you're committed to the supporting tile being the 7 so rather than the 8 mon. You have to make a choice. If you play the Haku first and then do the 9 so, have another pair. It says no.
So it's all green.
Drops that.
It's gonna help. It was gonna help get to the all green hand.
He doesn't have the vision. probably doesn't want to drop a tile near the outside. The 8 so is a little bit suspicious.
I mean, you don't have to drop the 8 so if you're going for all green.
That's true. That's so true.
Maybe there's another tile thing.
Maybe there's another.
It's just a joke, everyone. There's no Hatsu. If there's a Hatsu in the hand, then we'd go for all green. There's no Hatsu.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. One hot. Oh, here's the tempai.
And the right side came.
So
How do you do that? How do you not draw the 4 there? Like, that is skill. I'm not even being sarcastic. I lack that skill.
Sometimes it'd be really fun if there's the 4.
Yeah.
You gotta go all in.
Exactly.
You draw that 4, you don't even hesitate, you just throw it back. Players say, oh, well, clearly they didn't need the 1 because they didn't even think about the fact that they're previous one.
Yeah, you just have,
chi it.
yeah, you just have to hope. Let this 4 give me a chi.
And no one wants to mess with this Dora 3. So much caution being shown here. Oh, there's another 8. That's a little extra there. Jim is out. Ben couldn't be less enticed to play this hand. Another one pin just for good measure.
I think Ben has to hope that he doesn't get any tiles that make him want to push here. Uh-oh.
I think he'll stay disciplined. Andy, on the other hand, cannot pass up the Sanchoku opportunity, and I certainly understand. It's hard to say no to a Sanchoku. What has Leo drawn? A 6-pin? That will go through. That looked really dangerous, though. You're not going to give up this Monkan Tempai. Andy targeting this last copy of the 7, so it's such a tricky weight because he's dropped so many Sozu.
He did stay disciplined, you were right. I was really afraid of that 5-mon draw, but the second reach made it very easy for Ben to just give up this hand.
Oh, wow. Finds the last copy of the 7. So, Riichi, Tsumo, Sanshoku, and the Ura as well.
I always say that the Chasso is better than the Sanso. I do.
It turned out to be the case for Andy in this hand. Mangan.
It's the only 7
dealer.
that has its own name. Because usually you would say Chiso, but for some reason, the older gentlemen, I'll call them, call it Chasso. And I like it.
It's good having your own name, right? It means definitely a special tile.
It's definitely a special tile.
Andy, 4,000 all is going to put him in striking range for a second. And we're going to see Ben not going to let that go so easily. Opens up with a Haku.
Yeah, now that Ben's dealerships have passed and he has this lead still, he wants to get quick hands and move the dealership along.
Jim looking pretty good in this hand. We'll see if he can convert before any of these other players do. Andy pretty fast as well. Here's that south. Leo is double south. He'll hold on to that for a while. Speaking of Yaku, hi Jim has the West call available. Ishantan now. Another question in this hand is, will Ben get to the flush? Oh, here's another pair. Leo coming to this hand with an alternate approach to hand building, but pairs is legal and can be devastating. No Dora in this hand. South comes out. We will see the pawn from our dealer, moving the hanchan from play. Ooh, a 1-mon. The second 1-mon hits the board. That might convince Leo to move away from that as a potential pair candidate. It did look like it was live in the wall.
There it goes. There it goes. And there goes another one, probably very soon from that hand as well.
Yeah, looks like Dora out. Ben says this is going to be a flush. Tuso's not so bad here as a final weight, but gotta get there first.
There
Play for Jim. He's not going to reach you this. Oh, and Andy has similar ideas. 9-mon, 9-mon to be cut.
So Jim does have the Ippei Goyaku. He doesn't have to reach, but now he's thinking about it. Doesn't yet. Maybe looking for something to switch out, a swappy-doppy reach. I did try to put swappy-doppy in the books that I translated that you checked, but that was vetoed by higher forces. I guess these are commentary terms. I think we should be allowed to put them in.
Who was it that was asking me about Swappy Doppy? I think actually Jim was asking me about that on the first stream of the Hong Kong Pro. So who knows, that terminology might be spreading.
I think the concern was for non-native English speakers, but I think we can remedy that, starting with Jim.
Oh, Khan. Andy says, show me some value. There's the red dragon is the new Dora.
Wow. One each in Andy and Leo's hands. And of course, we see 2 in Ben's hand. Massive value increase for Ben.
Leo, though, all the incentive in the world to hold on to that dragon. He wants to wait on it as a pair of his own. Ooh, 5, so big tempai now. Itsu, Yakuhai, Dora 2 waiting on the Chuntanki, as well as the Honitsu. It's a Hanuman, but it's not going to win.
Ben just can't quite get to tempai yet either.
How about the other Dora? No. This is an improvement, but do you really want to cut an 8-so here on this board?
It's also a good swap out for a reach. It's not, I don't know if it's that much of an improvement. Wow, folds. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. It looks really suspicious to that.
This is
dealer 9-so 4-so.
And waits for the middle 6. Is that right?
I think it might be the Shabo.
I think the 5 was discarded. I thought he had 5.
I think he cut the 6.
Oh, 4-7. Oh. Cut the 6. Oh yes, okay. That was a little bit hard to tell. So cut the 6.
The 5 was I think
so
the 5 was the other.
And actually,
option.
The 5 would have been a 4-7 Chun weight, right?
Yes. but I think was also suspicious of the 5, just as Jim is suspicious of the 8. And so tried to play a little safer into the Tempai entry. And in the end, it will be 2 players Tempai.
We'll see a repeat of South 2.
All right, Andy keeps the train going. Had a big opportunity there, but well done. All the players holding onto that red dragon. At the end of it, Leo was the only player that could have dealt in, and he attempted to use the dragon himself.
Hi, dude. Yeah,
South
there
2.
is an echo to your voice, Nate. Apparently.
It's funny because I was tuning into the stream. I could. Oh, you know what? I can hear it too. I just had to.
I'm not
Big volume.
sure where it's coming from. I'm not sure. Like, it's very strange that it's on only yours and not mine,
Right?
because we have the same settings for our computers, but
I imagine we'll have the opportunity to change that in between games. We're still going. Here
yeah,
in
it
South
was
2.
a teeny bit distracting, but it wasn't like completely what do you call it? Like a huge obstacle. Like when it happened to us at Sparrow's Nest at the very beginning of the exhibition matches, that was really just like debilitating. But it's just a little bit. It just sounds like a little bit of like what do you call it? An effect.
We're in a stadium.
Yeah.
We're in a stadium, speaking to thousands of viewers, echoing around a massive hall.
Also, dude, you'll notice we're on a 20-second delay. We will fix that in post.
5 Mondora. Andy's already opened up. It draws a beautiful 7 pin.
Super wide.
It's quite the intriguing hand for Leo.
Wait a second. North.
Sometimes very strong for Andy, though.
North?
Come on, if we are moving towards the outside hand, that does support another block for us.
You know, when I played in Taiwan on Mahjong Master stream, I got a kokshi as well.
Classic Jen. On stream, find the Yakuman. Oh,
Yep.
hold that thought. We've got a 6-0 improvement now. Andy's looking really good to hit Tempai first. Leo had Kokshi ideas and did give them up, but doesn't mean that he cannot win this hand. Wow, that's all 4 copies of the 4 pin.
And that is
moving
one
in
of
the
the
direction of Tayo.
that is one of the tiles that Andy wants. Andy's weight is so wide right now for the one away.
Fortunately, Andy has other routes to Tempai as well, so it doesn't necessarily.
I mean, hopefully he
out
doesn't end up
completely.
on the 4-7 weight. You can't. There's a lot of flexibility there and a lot of ways to choose, but you don't necessarily get to choose which weight you end up on.
That's right. If you draw the wrong So tile in particular, so far has been, I was going to say, fortunate to have not drawn that tile, but that means, unfortunately, you have not gotten Tempai. So maybe fortunate is the wrong word, but
So if any Pinzu from 4 to 9 will make Andy Tempai, and then I think it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 now in the Sozu.
so practically infinite number of tiles. Oh, there's a 9-mon uncle. Ishantan now. Which way would you like to go with this? Breaks away from the most central tile. One of the few So tiles that will not help the hand. All right, we continue waiting.
There's 6 tiles in each of those suits that will make Andy Tempai. But
Tempai
We have 6 of them here in this hand. 7 of them actually with this Sanso as well. 1, 2,
Jim and
3,
Riichi
4.
needs 5 mon or 6 mon. That weight is not incredibly live. We already saw 1 5 mon go through. Oh, but finds the Ipatsumo on the Dora itself. The last copy, there were only 2 copies of the Toss in the Wall. And an Ura, Yeech, Ipatsumo, Dora 4. It's the Hanemon for Jim.
That's gonna almost catch him up to Ben, yeah?
Absolutely. We see the scores come through now.
Just a couple thousand away now.
All right, maybe he doesn't even need his dealership. And this is why we were talking so much about how important it was for Ben to amass as many points as he could as a dealership, because we know Jim can come back. We've seen him play. He played in the collaboration event with M League that happened not too long ago in Vegas. He also joined the exhibition matches in New York. You cannot sit tight on your lead.
And that's also the importance of the sort of defensive wins, like with just 1,000 or 2,000 points. But sometimes it doesn't matter how good your hand is or what you can call. You cannot get there before the amazing hand of someone else.
All right, we move forward. We are in South 3, the dealership of Leo, who is currently in 4th, but is hoping this hand will allow him to escape. Already is holding 1 do copy of the Dora. Jim draws towards Itsu and the Sozu. Might build that straight. Just fantastic tiles for Ben here. And Andy as well. Very respectable Pihu Ipeku combination. Oh, the beautiful 3-so
Wow.
puts Jim in an excellent position. How many discards is Ben going to go before holding a safe tile? Decides maybe I should keep an honor in my hand.
Let me see a pawn.
That's Andy.
The 2-so.
Okay, so not going for a big value here. Just wants to keep his competition for 3rd place away from repeating. Maybe now that Jim has pulled so far ahead, has sort of given up the race for 2nd. Up by now for 3-6-0.
That'll leave him at least in a better position to aim for 2nd place in the next game.
That's right. Yeah, it's not so bad to confirm a 3rd here when you can aim for 2nd.
And
In
also,
order to advance.
you said there are 3rd place wild cards as well, right?
That's right. And also this is the 3rd table, so Andy will have an idea of what type of 3rd place he needs to aim for. Three pin, no good here. Leo still looking for that Tenpai Ishantem. With a large number of draws that will get him to Tenpai. 6 mon also. Jim still Ishantem. 3-6 pin, 3-6-so will work for him. When does Ben decide to cut the 6-so, if ever? If he does deal it out, it will be pretty cheap, but that means that our all last scenario is going to be quite intense. 5 mon, that's no good here. Player is absolutely stuck. Now, one problem for Leo is that the 1 pin has come out twice now. Oh, there's the Itsu Tenpai. We're to see the Dama to try to just get into first with his Pinhu Itsu. 3-6 pin. It's not going to stop Leo. He has nothing to lose to just press forward with his hand. Two players have been tempai for quite a while, but it's much more important for Jim that he win this hand than for Andy that he win.
You know what? Try muting your Discord real quick.
I'll give it a shot. We did see the Sotel come out. 3-so comes out. And that will be Andy picking it up from Jim directly. Go to all last. Wow, is this Jim with the East triplet to start the round? This is quite exciting.
I fixed it. So I think what must have happened is on their side, they have not muted you on Discord. But they muted me on Discord. So.
Ah, I see.
So now I can hear you through the other one. So that fixed your echo. Look at us troubleshooting without any on-site.
Jen, the technical genius. All right. Jim has an excellent opportunity in this hand to catch up for first place. However, should he win and surpass Ben for first, that doesn't mean the game is over. We will keep playing until dealership passes. Andy as well. That's a good opportunity. Seven pin Dora.
This is always a tough position for Jim. When you are just behind as the final dealer, you need to win a hand. But how quick of a hand do you go for? Because you cannot just end the game by winning and getting first place.
Andy with a really interesting choice here. Do we just take this Riichi only on the bad weight for third? Or do we try to look for something a little bit better? It's only the third discard, so surely there's time to improve. He'll Dama. So we'll be able to sumo if he draws the 3-mon, but at the same time, not risking dropping into a chasing Riichi. Nice switch now to the Shampoo weight. Now it gets a lot of good improving draws in the Sozu, specifically 4-so and 5-so will give the chance at Itsu. The straight. A little hesitation on the north here. Are we reconsidering the reach? No, just let's go. Maybe has decided that he would never reach this Shampoo anyway, so considering just cutting the 6-so preemptively could be a possibility. This is the Yamen draw. Could be P here now. Ipeko with the 8-so. There's the reach.
For 5-8-so. And once again, just trying to lock in that third place and get a few extra points to take into game 2.
Jim has kind of been angling this outside hand, so the 5-so could come out pretty naturally, but he has to do some calculations. The gap from him to third place is 21,600. I'm not sure if that included the Riichi stick or not. You can probably deal into a Mongon just fine and still get second place. We're going to see him push for it.
So Andy has had 22,400 and put the reach ticket out to have 21,400. Because you can see
Cool.
the display, kind of. It's flashing. It's hard to see, but it's the camera that makes it flash. It's not actually flashing for the players.
I see you've got the scores on screen too.
Mhm.
So the overlay accounts for that Riichi stick. Very cool. Can he find that symbol before Jim advances? Actually, Jim did draw around that 5, so is playing to incorporate it now. So excellent job to stay out of trouble. Leo also would like to play his hand. Ooh, hovers the 8, so doesn't like it, but doesn't really have a good option here. I mean, the 1-mon is safe, and yeah, it's just going to play out the 8, so that's going to be the win for Andy. Nichi Pinhu Ipeko, no Ira. So 330. 3,900 for Andy. It's going to lock in the 3rd place, but we'll set him up for a second game opportunity, finding himself in 2nd place. The game will end with Ben as our winner. Jim will take the 2nd place. Andy in 3rd. Leo in the 4th. We'll see the scores on screen.
You get an extra 15 points for 1st place and 5 points for 2nd place, as you can see. You take 30,000 away from the total score and divide by 1,000. So we have plus 15.5 and the 15-point UMA for Ben, plus 30.5. For Jim, it's going to be 12.6 plus that I don't think this is right either. Oh, yeah, it's right. Okay, we can see the right screen now.
As well. Congratulations, Ben Ching from HKPM for getting the top for the first hanchan. So Ben said that playing no Aka's rule is quite different from playing normal Aka rule. So his way of handling the tiles are quite different from normal. So talking about handling the tiles, Kaisa asked about there's a hand where he cut the Dora 5 man in the middle. So the way he handled 2 2 4 6 8 8, I believe dots. He drew the 8 and then discarded the 4 and then the 6. So he said the way he discarded the Dora first is also giving a signal to bluff the other players that he has a very good ready hand. So that hand, I think he said Jinlai Zumult the 4 bamboo, where he was donkey on the 4 weight as well. So there was a hand where Andy and Ben were also waiting on the bamboos, where all their discards are basically dots and manzu. So both of them also discarded some bamboo at the 3rd line. So asking Ben if he is thinking about giving up when he discarded the 5 so, I believe. So he had to choose whether 5, 6, or 7, where he decided on the 6. So he decided for the 6 because he believed 5 and Chun, the Red Dragon, has a chance to win. So congratulations again, Ben, for getting the first win. So his strategy for the second hanchan would be trying to get first 2. So he's now saying, so he has plus 30.5 points, and he's now trying to also get the final table. So he's trying to avoid the 4th at the end. So we'll come back after 5 minutes around to start the second hanchan. See you.
Okay, it looks like they are getting ready for game number 2. And welcome back to the World Riichi Hong Kong Pro Cup. I'm Jen, that's Nate, and we are getting ready to start hanchan number 2. Of course, Ben Ching won game number 1 with Jim Lai in second place. The players are trying to get in the top 2 to advance to tomorrow. There we are. Hello. Hey, those are our Cantonese commentators, Kaiser and Tinsu. Hello, hello. This is Jen. That's Nate. Nate is in his incognito documentary era. All right, so the rules that we're playing, I think the screen showed up earlier before game number 1, and we didn't get a chance to see them over here. But it's WRC rules, no red 5s, 5-point and 15-point uma, which means first place gets an extra 15, second place gets an extra 5, and then -5 and -15 for third and fourth place. This is, of course, the third game. We watched, the games were streamed on June 30th and July 7th. So we already know who is advancing from those games, and we'll see who's advancing from these games. Jim Lai, World Riichi Pro. As you can see, organizer of the WRC Hong Kong Pro Club. And organizer, basically making all of this happen in Hong Kong right now. Super grateful to have Jim Lai on the WRPM team. Also joined us in the M League World Riichi Tour last month. Last month? I guess it went into this month almost.
Yeah, technically we can say last month, but I think
it's a few weeks ago. Leung, defensive-minded player. Also member of World Riichi Professional Mahjong. Looking to grow through professional tournaments and connect with Mahjong players worldwide, which is what World Riichi Professional Mahjong is all about.
yeah, I feel that's a common theme with the folks that end up going the World Riichi Pro route.
And truly worldwide. Also, so many opportunities in Japan right now. You know, the World Riichi Pros are eligible for more tournaments than I am in Japan at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of wild when you put it that way.
Andy Young, another member of World Riichi Professional Mahjong from Indonesia, also playing in the JPML Pro League this season. Traveling from Indonesia each month to play in those league sessions. And that's something that World Riichi Professional Mahjong has been eligible for the past 2 years, I believe, ever since it started. I guess a year and a half, maybe. Tamash, of course, came to Japan to play in many World JPML tournaments. And Ben Ching from Hong Kong Pro Mahjong. Learning from professionals and improving my game. Apparently, the professionals are learning from Ben Ching today after he took first place. I'm learning from him. High value hands and also bluffs, apparently, as we saw in the last game.
Yeah, he did comment in the interview that in that one Suanko hand that he attempted, that early 5 Mandora cut was a bluff of a high value Tempai hand. He just wanted to show out to the players that he was ready to win, even though we could see from our vantage point he wasn't. Certainly, we talked about the signal that it was sending to the players, and in the end, I believe Jim took that hand on the exact same weight. Well, not exact same weight. Jim had a few more tiles, but pulled in the winner, the Forso. They're ready to get underway here.
Yeah, he had one of the Forsos. They each had a Forso themselves. So, and this time Jim will be the first dealer. He's going to arrange the tiles before he takes his first draw. The auto high pie, the auto dealing table. You have to take your first draw as dealer, just like they do in the M League.
We've got another 5 Mandora this time around. Jim's looked pretty good to start. Honestly, has a couple of weaker shapes, but already some completed sequences and a pair. So it looks like it could potentially be fast. 2-door, though, for Leo in the south seat. In the west seat, Andy looks like a pinker type hand. And Ben can open with the white dragon pair. They also, I believe, just went away from Tempai, so it could be a fast hand for Ben as well. Not necessarily high scoring like he likes to play, but with the lead that he had in the early rounds after the first game, doesn't necessarily need high value anymore.
So each of the players have calculated their conditions, what they have to get in comparison and relative to the other players in order to advance to the next round. A lot of last place avoidance we might see here.
Yeah, Ben mentioned that in his interview. Just don't finish fourth as priority number one, but his goal is still to place in the top two, of course. There's a great 2-pin draw for Leo. Leo suffered in game one, but can reverse the scores here in game number two, especially if it gets off to a really good start. And this hand looks good for him with the 2 copies of the Dora.
You know what the hardest thing to do in Mahjong is, Nate?
What's that?
Not get fourth. It's much
When you
easier
really
to get first than it is to not get fourth.
Yeah, I found that out at the Invitational. All I had to do to wrap up my spot at WRC 2025 was not get a fourth. And it was a lot harder than I wanted it to be.
It's really hard. It's much easier to aim for a second or a first, I feel like. All right, that's Tempai.
We're going to see the Riichi. Pretty well trapped. 6-9, so big value for Leo. Riichi, pinker Dora 2. And he can pass the 5. Ben looking to get out. Jim kind of getting 9-pin doesn't indicate that he wants to get out just yet. Certainly as the dealer, you want to make your play in the hand. Ben, on the other hand, does not really want to get involved with his current shapes. It does look like there are quite a few tiles live in the wall. Ben actually does want to get involved. Calls the Haku. Jim really carefully considering the situation here.
Six, 9, so how many of those do we have? There's none on
The
the
tracker
board.
says 7. The tracker says 7, so
Just one
that
here
is
in Ben's hand. That's it.
yeah, insanely live.
Wow.
7, so no go.
I did not notice the tracker until right now when you said it. That's awesome.
It's so convenient. Again, the stream is so high quality. We have Ishantan now for not gonna matter. You'll
And we knew
find
it happened. With 7 left in the wall, and there's an Ura. It is the Ura. The 9 so
Okay.
the Ura Dora.
Reach pinker Dora 2 as well. I think maybe he pulled the 6-0 there. Regardless, it's going to be Mungun for Leo to start the game. That's the exact type of start that you want. Ben opens up with a lot of Mon tiles in this hand. 7 Sodora, nothing even close to a 7 So in this hand. So it could be pretty cheap. dealer and two so Anko to accompany the 5 so for Jim. Whoever gets that 3-4 so diamond shape, usually pretty easy to fill those, but turns out most of the tiles are held, and in fact, all of those 3 so's are held as well. So it seems like those lower so shapes are all but locked. There's a 6 so, but we'll see if Jim can make use of this. Does he even consider playing towards the so's? No, just cuts the 1 so immediately.
Definitely an argument there for a flush hand. Definitely just a few Jen Shanten from Su Anko. Once you have 2 Anko, it's not that much further away to Su Anko.
There's the 7 so, the Dora.
Okay, maybe not Su Anko anymore, but I kind of want that 1 so back a little bit.
Just draw 2 more Dora. You can reconsider that.
Might end up being some good camouflage.
That's true.
Okay, the 3
Oh,
now has
well.
paired up. Probably not going to go for a flush. Probably Tanyao at this point.
I wonder if Jim is going to consider opening for Tiny Dora 1 in this situation.
As dealer, I think. Oh, wait, not dealer anymore.
Since his dealership passed, it's a little less enticing. But the 6 pin rather is not such an easy tile to expect to pull in later, especially if you're Riichi.
So remember, he's going to be thinking about his score relative to the other players. Leo, who got 4th place in the first game, has a running start here in game number 2. Which means if it were to end now, Ben would be safe. And Jim would be in a little bit of trouble.
Just draw the 6 pin yourself. Don't even think about it. It's an Antotsu 8. 5 so, 8 so, and the 3-mon. Each Dora 1. And Tanyao.
And that's sort of the perfect sweet spot if you can get a Tanyao and a Dora reach with that. Any Tsumo is going to give you a Mangan hand.
He's going to have his first shot at it coming up. Well,
wrong
not so
color.
generous.
Wrong color.
This is a tempai for Leo. As the dealer, you might just slap it and say, I hope it wins. But he has value draws with a 9 pin towards Sanchoku. The weight's poor. Yeah,
the general idea is if you have double the number of upgrades to your winning tiles, then you have a really good argument to wait to reach. I think there was a perfect argument here, but he decides to just slam it and a chasing reach, but as dealer.
Oh, that 3 pin right in the middle. 3 copies of the 3 pin, I believe, are sitting on the table right now. So that even though the 2 pin is once cut, you could still see it come out. 5, so that is not the tally he wanted to see. Jim, on the other hand, welcomes it. Each Tanyao and the Dora as well.
5,200 points.
So gets him back into second place. Actually, hits Leo directly. So with the Riichi 6 collected, it's going to move him all the way into first. And he becomes our dealer now. Looks pretty promising. I wonder if he's going to consider the flush with the north wind being the Dora. Not really close to it just yet, especially with a pretty strong shape in another suit, but with so many so tiles collected, could definitely consider it. As the dealer, though, I expect to see pretty efficient play, and we'll make that decision later. Well, 6 still makes you think. We'll play the 5 pin and keep that option alive. And remember, Andy got 3rd in the last game, so he sits at minus 8.7. When you compare that to Jim's 17.6 after game 1, that's about a 26.3 gap. So it's about 2 placements and a 6-point gap, or 1 placement and a 16-point gap. And he will be thinking these sorts of thoughts as he decides what type of value he wants to aim for. Oh, there's a 3, so we're going to see the Manzu cut now. Five mon, and then the 4 mon to follow. We get Pinzu. That's not going to work. No one else really jumping out at me. Oh, there it is. Dora pair. Now we can consider Chitoi as well.
We really want to do that.
That is potentially monstrous value. If your calls don't come.
Chitoi is, it has to win to get that value.
Yeah,
And
I think it
the
would sort
weight
of,
is always wrong.
right? It would sort of accidentally become Chitoi. You just happen to get enough pairs for it. Certainly, if you had any other option, you would move that direction. I'll be curious to see how long the north gets held. There is 1 copy of the Dora being held currently and 1 in the wall.
So my question is, when you draw the Tuso,
You get a choice of weight.
yeah, the Shabo or the Chitoi. Okay,
Oh,
now
well.
it's Tempai waiting for the 7, so but no reach. And that's
8
how I
so
like to see
dropped,
it.
yeah, without a thought. So players aren't identifying the tempi just yet.
Very Takizawa style of discarding. Never discard. Never take extra time for your discards.
Certainly will have made that decision ahead of time. And I'm curious now, if Andy finds like a super sneaky Tonki, something Suji, and just Sumo, forget that thought. Sumo Hoitsu, 7 pairs Dora to the dealer Baimon, and the table's on high alert now. We could be swinging placements. Ben and Jim have to start sweating. One of them is not going to make it, most likely.
This is where your point calculations come in for the wing conditions on that pro exam.
Yeah, this is huge all of a sudden. So now Jim, let's say he can't overcome this gap to Andy. He's got to surpass Ben. And that was a approximately 13-point gap. So 1 placement and 3 points. Currently, Jim is going to be in second in the live standings if the game were to end this way. Every placement difference is a 10-point gap made up. What a hand from Andy. That really makes his game a lot easier. Just pick up 24,000 points in one fell swoop. There's the East. We're going to see the dealer Poln. Double tone confirmed. And Dora 2. Could be another 12,000 points soon for Andy. This also makes things incredibly difficult for Leo, who really needed to get a first place in this game. Now you have to reach 52,000 points. Ben needs to surpass Jim, so plenty of time to make that happen. The gap between them is only 4,000 points, and we're just in these 3.
And after a quick start, just like the last game was also a quick start until we got into South 1 with lots and lots of continuances that we saw from Ben.
Couple calls here. Coming out. Tempai on the 6-0. And with it, South Yaku. Can look to improve the shape as well. 8. So it doesn't quite work. 50-10. 9, so that was already discarded. One of those spots that it's really hard to just back away after calling a couple times into tempai. I wonder at what point he starts to get concerned about the dealer. Do you see the switch to the 4-so? Couple of those tiles held. Still can improve one more time with the 2-so draw. Three-mon, maybe you can consider Ipeko. I'm sure Itsu was one of the main ideas, but yeah, it's going to play the 9. Maybe we can move towards Tanyao, Ipeko, Pihu, the Dora. There is some value to be had there. Ooh, second pair. Up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. Well, we just saw Chitoy win. Jim, you shan't then for that now. Now our dealer has opened up with the value, but kind of stalled out in terms of the draws. So looking to make, I mean, technically the shapes are there. The 7, 7, 9 can be thought of as 2 blocks, but you're looking at some really specific tiles to complete that shape. You're not expecting to see a 4-pin so easily. So dealer would love to see one of those shapes improve to something a little bit stronger. And South Khan reveals the 8-so to be the new Dora. Draws the original weight, the 6-so as the Rinchan tile. That is a little unfortunate. Now looking for the 2-so, and actually that was just pulled. Does Jim get suspicious?
You know what I also just realized? Andy Young is the player who made it so far in the online championship.
Is that the case? I've been wondering who that player was. Congratulations. If that's the case. That was quite a run.
Top 8, right?
That's right. Barely got knocked out before the finals, but it was an incredible run.
Incredible run, and man, what a busy Mahjong career already.
Making waves in the Mahjong scene. Ishanten for the dealer. Should make his way out. Very impressive that Jim has been able to find his way back into a reasonable looking shapes after stopping on the Dylan tile.
So I think the reason we didn't, so he's using his, I think, Chinese name on the online, on Ronron. But many players, many people in Indonesia and Hong Kong, and Taiwan have English names as well that are much easier for us to pronounce.
We appreciate that here on the stream. A tempai for Leo.
Sanshoku.
Could very well be. We're going to see the Riichi declared. 7-so comes out. 5-so, 8-so is the weight. 8-so is the Dora. 5-so is Sanshoku. Either side is going to be good.
Like
And what does he draw?
left? I think the 2 that are left, at least one of them is a 5.
Yeah, we can see 3 copies of the 8-so already on the board.
Oh,
2-so. The
the
2-so
right
Ben.
sushi, but not the right tile.
Ben managed to hold on to the tempai. Got to cut the 8-mon. There's the Aka-dora 1. Little bonus through there with the kind of the south. So Ben doing the work to catch up. All right, this high looks pretty strong. Could turn into Tanya with the 8-9-1 hanchan cut. Another Tanya looking hand. 3 mon is the Dora, 2-4-6 mon in hand, so can certainly accept a Dora. One already confirmed in the hand of Leo towards a Pinhu. And these shapes for Andy are not super strong, but apparently he loves pairs. Wow, great 7 mon fill. We don't even need to cut the hanchan when you fill that in on turn 2. It creates a block there with the 3-5 Sokanchan. This is the big hand. Ben, after that fill, creates a Yankan 4-6-8. So, sometimes when you cut that second pair, you worry about turning your other pair into a Yamen shape and missing out on some acceptance there. But in this case, the other pair is the 3-mon Dora, so you don't feel so sad if you drew a 4-mon and have to throw that back.
Yeah, and that's an important thing to remember when you're looking at your acceptance. If this gives me the most acceptance, how many tiles am I actually happy about coming in with that acceptance? It's not always every tile that would make you happy.
All right, 5-mon for Leo. We'll probably have to give up on one of these shapes. Appreciate Ben mixing his tiles around, disguising what he's keeping, and also the 4 and 6 and 8 so are in completely different spots in the hand. See, I do that when I play online mahjong, and I've declared Riichi, and I'll just sort all my tiles so that the game doesn't know what I'm waiting on.
That is an interesting strategy.
I think I learned that from Harrison, who was broadcasting the Hong Kong Riichi Week 2.
It does sound like something Harrison would do. And actually, I that's one of I love that stuff personally.
You could only play so much online mahjong with these amazing weights that just don't win before you realize that it knows what you're waiting on and trolls you by not giving it to you. So you have to disguise that a little bit. At least
All
that's what I
games
learned
do
from
that
Harrison.
except for Ron. Ron does not troll ever. It's perfect, and you should always play on Ron as a JPML pro. And also, Mahjong Fight Club SP is also perfect. I am paid to say this.
Well, the sorting hasn't gotten him to Tempai yet, so we'll see if that is actually true. Ooh, 8-so here. Sanjoku Ishanten. As well, would normally love that 7-mon drop, but then you're lacking a pair of sorts. You could try cutting away from the Yankan shape and hoping that one of the So tiles pairs up, and then you're left with a 3-sided shape. Okay, here's the 3-mon draw. It's a Tempai. It's not the Sanjoku, but it is a Dora. We're going to see the Riichi declare by Jim, waiting just the 5-pin. Oh, and immediately Tempai by Leo. He's going to slam a chase. Riichi Pinhu Dora. 6-9, so should be the stronger weight. Actually, for being a hanchan, this 5-pin is pretty live.
Just trying.
3 versus 2, according to the tracker. The 5-pin has more weights than the Yamen. At least live in the wall. Oh, Ben finds the Tempai. We're going to see a chase. 3, so the 1 side of the 369 Suchi that doesn't get there. That doesn't deal in. So 2-5 so now. A lot of those twos are held. 5 so came out twice from Leung already. You see that look from Jim? A little bit of an eye roll as the 3-pin, super dangerous looking 3-pin comes out. He had 2 copies in his hand already. Definitely a suspicious tile, but it made it through. Relief shown in the eyes. 1 man safe. Oh, the 5-pin. Leo cannot catch a break. The Hanchan's going to win here. Riichi, Dora 1, and the Ura as well. So another 5,200 for Jim. Again, the same result as the first time he declared a Riichi. Leo cannot get his winner first. Ben did well to have a fighting chance, but not enough in this situation. He loses his dealership, and we move into the South rounds. This game has been zooming.
And that puts Jim in a little bit of a better spot. I think now he has moved ahead of Ben overall in the overall standings. So if we were to add the scores that they have right now, Andy would actually be in first place with 28.3, I believe. Jim in second with 24, and Ben in third with 18.4. If my calculations are correct, and they're probably pretty correct.
I imagine reasonably so.
I'm using Excel.
And the calculations will get a lot tougher, a lot more relevant as we get a little bit deeper into the South rounds. For now, Ben knows he needs to keep winning hands, and Jim's not going to sit back either. So let's see how things turn out. Jim with an okay hand here, 9 so Dora. A little bit tricky to use. Andy can be pretty content to sit tight on this lead. No one's touching it just yet. But then again, Ben got up to 45,000 points and Jim caught up in game number 1. A 4-pin Ishantam. Looking for a reason to not cut the 9-mon. It's a small Sanchoku look, but I think it's more likely we shift into Tanya than Sanchoku. If it's anything, maybe 789 678 Sanchoku. The first pair of the hand can cut 9-pin and still be Ishantan. To lose some efficiency going that direction, though, forcing your pair. Oh, hovering the 5. Okay. Making the value play. Actually just confirming the Sanchoku idea.
And I really like the idea of when you have a tough weight or a slower hand that you go for that value. You can't win with speed, so let's win with points instead.
Yeah, this does lose a lot of draws into Tempai, but really maximizing the value that he's going to get if he does hit a Tempai. Definitely thought about it for quite a while before determining his course of action. I'm just looking for the safest tile to keep while he waits for Tempai. Of course, he could still call. This play also allows you to open for Tanya. Tanya Sanchoku, very reasonable as the dealer.
All right, one away.
Dora cut, though. Too many pairs for Ben. Just throws that 4-mon right back.
Interesting. That is a much better shape than the other sort of groups that he had in his hand. Jim. It's Jim, yeah.
Yeah.
But chooses to just keep that locked in. I think also maybe looking at a 5-6-7 Sanshoku.
We do love a good Sanshoku. Leo's got the 6-7-8. Jim maybe with a 5-6-7. Oh, Dora draw and Riichi slam.
With the Shaba weight. 2 pairs waiting to triple one of them up.
Yeah, he's been planning this weight for quite a while there with the 5-pin cut. Nice little Suchi trap on the 8. He got there first. A little tougher to reach that as a chase.
It is a really tough Shaba weight, those middle tiles, though.
Well, this Ishan done, we could see a challenge.
It's very wide for Jim. Yeah.
My no-go. Turns out the Kanchan would have won. But there's nothing saying that this still won't win. Now Tempai also on the 8.
Yeah, no choice but to take that 8-pin Tonki if he wants to try and win the hand, since keeping the 9 would negate the Tanyao Yaku, the inside hand.
It's very easy for Jim to switch to another weight depending on what he draws.
Although, if it doesn't have anything to do with that 8, then he's going to end up dealing in to Ben, which is the one person he does not want to deal into at this point, because they are only 6.5 points away from each other in the total standings. No! There it goes.
Yeah, 4-pin, just a more dangerous looking tile, but it turns out the Suji trap pays out for Ben. Riichi Dora 1. Not the biggest punish for Jim, but definitely not the way he wanted his dealership to end. Still maintains a marginal lead. 28 versus 25. 28-8 versus 25-5. So 3.3 thousand gap between.
But
Jim.
only 400-point difference in the total standings right now, with Jim very slightly in the lead.
Yeah, that original gap was what, 12,900, so exactly 400. Whew, can't get much closer than that. I think we just zoomed past Jim's hand there and looked quite strong. And a chillin' once again with Uncle of 8. So here's another important one. 3 pairs. 1, 2, 3, so.
Remember, with an only 400-point difference, that means that any reach that Jim risks here is going to put him below Ben, at least for the time being, unless he can win the hand.
Yeah, and Jim will have a better idea than us about what type of 3rd place is going to be good enough for him to advance through the 3rd place qualifier, but it is.
See a poem from Leo. This is Leo's basically last chance to try and make a comeback and get out of 4th place here. Is looking to sort of mimic Ben's dealer run from the first game.
That's right. 7-pin is a great draw here for Jim, though. Leo, well, 9 so creates a shape, so we'll just see the 1 so drop. Not a very good shape from our perspective, so we can see a lot of those 8 so are being held. 2nd Dora for Ben. He just backs away from the 1-2 shape now. Actually has realistic chances at all pairs. A 4-mon. Not quite Tempai.
Yeah, too many blocks or too few pairs at this point.
Supportive 3-pin now. 3-pin can act as the pair for the hand. Shun once, twice cut.
Just need one more pair in there, but that will be a pawn from Jim. Trying to stay ahead of Ben. And Leo trying to get anything to Tenpai.
Makes the chi, plays the 1 pin, so still looking to support his shapes. Find a shape that's stronger than one of these kanchans. Jim with the pawn once again. Into Tenpai 5-8 mon.
Three left on the wall.
Oh, there's one for Ben. How does he handle this? He still has the red dragon. Yeah, let's that go first.
We have seen Ben time and again stopping the tiles that are winning for other players.
Yeah, if this deal's in, it's not terribly expensive, but with the gap this close, any dealing could be a major shift. 6 mon can change the weight, but probably not. He's already pulled the 8 pin. I love that we have the calls there, a camera just for the calls. Heads up from the broadcasting. Well, that 9 mon supporting the shape means the 7 pin's going to come out now. Three, so third door. That induces the 8 mon discard. That's a run for Jim. Probably only.
Just 1,000 points, but that is a swing.
Yeah, the 1,000 points becoming a 2,000 point swing from the head to head.
Now a 2,400 point difference between second and third place. But also, they are both in within Mangan sumo range of first place. And almost, if there's a continuance, I think Ben is even within Mangan win from anywhere of first place, at least tying for it.
That's true. I keep forgetting that, despite this monstrous lead from Andy, he only finished third in the last game, so there was quite a margin to make up for that. If they both end up picking up a Mangan, then Andy could drop back to third. Ben, though, looks really good here with the double south potential and a number of strong connected tiles. Jim has just drawn a lone Dora, so we're going to hold on to that for a while. Leo needs Yakuman. This last dealership has passed by. That gap is quite large. He needs to go for something big. We're going to see unusual discards for the remainder of this game. Seven-pin pair. So Tanya, likely option here. Doesn't even need to use the Dora, even though that would fit a Tanya hand. He does have the lead over Ben. South. Good to hold on to that. Problematic for Ben. You're looking for that south for the double Yakuhai. And you see a player going for Kokushi. It feels like you're just not going to see that tile. Actually, I think a south has come out already. Jim has discarded one. So if Ben wants to open for it, he's almost not going to see it. And how is this Kokushi actually getting here? All the ones and nines are confirmed.
All you need is a little faith.
Surely we don't see it. Surely reach.
Sanshoku possibility here for Ben. No Pinfu because it is the south round. And actually, that's a double south for him.
Yeah, the 7 month to confirm the Sanchoku would also be a Dora. Hold that thought. I believe we have Kokushi Tenpai. so quick on that discard, I couldn't even see which tile he was looking at. It's the Haku. The Haku for Kokushi Teppai versus
2 in the
4-7
wall?
Mon.
There's
It's 2 in the wall. 8 pin. You can't stop now. You gotta send it.
There
And
it
he
goes!
drops it. Oh my goodness, the surprise Kokushi. What a shock. You couldn't expect it. I mean, you saw the push, but he has to push. Is he required to push? You never expect they're actually Tempai. And wow, the reactions
Awesome.
from the table say it all.
That pushes Leo into first place for this game. Now they're
Bring
going
out those
to,
papers. We're going to need to do some new calculations.
I'll do the calculations over here for us as well.
Andy had built up the big lead with the dealer Baimon, but the surprise Kokushi means we are going to be doing some math. He drops into last place in this game, so might not even be able to finish in third. There's a 26.7 swing already by the points, as well as an extra
I think
3 placement, 30,000.
I think, yeah, he's 27.7 points away from second place. Right now, as it stands, Jim has plus 22.4, Ben has plus 20, Leo has minus 7.7, and Andy has minus 33.7 overall, I believe.
How the tables have turned.
So actually, 27.7, I mean, a Baimon direct hit from Ben. That's not crazy. It's not likely, but it's definitely possible. I mean, he just got a Kokushi right from the first place player.
Yeah, but I mean, when you consider the other players, I mean, that severely helps Jim's case.
Oh, wait, I got it. That's actually 6.5. Okay, hold on. Because there was a reach stick on the board from Ben, so I didn't count that. Yeah, 26.7. You were right. That was where I got. I think he put a reach stick on the board, right?
Oh, that's right. There
4.7,
was.
yeah. So only 26.7. That's even easier. From the deal with Ben as dealer, and only 26.7 point difference. So I think Baimon Sumo is not quite enough. Some Baimon Sumo.
This has been.
Oh wait, with the Uma difference, no, it would be enough. With the Uma, wait. If he got a Baimon Sumo, that would push Ben into last place and Andy into third place.
It's incredible how complicated things get. You know, you've been planning out exactly what you're going to need for a large number of scenarios, and then a Yakuman happens. But the fourth place player picking it up, and this is the scenario where the maximal number of changes can happen is when the fourth place player moves to first place in the second game. If you get the complete reversal placements, you can even have a complete reversal of the final result of who ends up advancing in first and second. So things get quite complex.
Yeah, I think a Baimon Sumo would do it because Ben is dealer, so that would drop him into fourth place and give him the minus 15 point Uma. Andy would only have the minus 10, but because of his third place finish in the first game, I think that would do it for Leo. And a Baimon Sumo is definitely not impossible. I do it all the time.
We already saw one by Monsumo at this table. All right, they've computed their conditions. We will try again. All last, Ben will be the dealer.
Now, Andy, on the other hand, is, I think, 52.7 points away from second place now. Of course, he is in third place, so if he gets up into first place somehow, that would make all the difference. Leo getting more points does not change the amount of Uma that he gets. So he would have to push Ben, I guess, or Jimmy down into last place. It's 22.4 point difference with Jimmy, so it'd be better to, easier, as he'd need a smaller hand to push Ben into last place, but I guess, yeah, Hanemon off of Jimmy would be enough. I'd push him into last place and push. He's got a 30.1 point difference, so that would be an extra minus 20. And he'd get more than 10 from it. Yeah, so I think a Hanemon direct hit from Jimmy would work as well.
Well, let's see how these hands play out. Leo has a sort of Tanyao adjacent hand. 3-pin Dora supports Tanyao. Ben, as the dealer can repeat, has an outside type hand. Could be looks to be a Junchan.
And once again, a tough spot for Ben because he does not want to just fold and give Leo a chance to get one of those Baimon hands, or Hanemon even from Jimmy. I wonder if Hanemon. I guess Hanemon. Just a second.
I believe if Leo just hits a...
Doesn't even need Mongon if it's direct from Ben, right? So push him down
the gap
another
is
10 points.
26.7. Might have to be just above Mongon, honestly. Might be 700 points short of being Mongon direct. So Mongon with a Riichi stick.
Well, he'd push him down into last place either way, so that'd be another 10, minus 10 for the Uma, so 16.7. Yeah, you're right. I think he's just got to look for a Hanemon, I think.
Hold that out. We've got a Tempai. Leo is Tempai, 3-sided, but is Sumo going to be good enough here? Riichi, maximal. Riichi, Sumo, Tanyao, Pinfu, Dora. Say he hits an Ura for Hanemon. Is Hanemon Sumo good enough? That would be 18,000 point swing.
I mean,
without a... it doesn't have a placement change because the 3,000, 6,000 is not enough. So he breaks.
He's going to go for Sanshoku. He's looking at the 6, 7, 8.
If the weight was easier to hit Ben directly with, then we might have seen it. But you're right. He's going for the 6, 7, 8. All right. Leo did the math.
He's going to go for Mentanbin Sanshoku. Loses a chance at getting Dora, though.
It's almost a relief that he didn't draw the 3-pin on Nippatsu because that was the Baimon opportunity.
He's contemplating if the possibility of Ipeiko will be enough to get him to keeping the 7, but also the 7's a bit safer when you have that 6-mon wall instead of holding on to the 4, which is right next to Dora.
Ben pulled in a big draw, Ishantam. And Jim just looking for any win.
I think Tanyao is going to be the easiest route, but it looks like he's got a lot of pairs, and that does not make me comfy when you just need a 1,000 point hand.
Yeah, you are hoping, though, that if Ben is going to aim for the outside hand, that he'll drop lots of central tiles for you. Hasn't actually really gotten good ones to call. Yeah, so Jim has been stuck drawing it himself.
This is too Shanten.
I don't think we're going for Suanko this time. Probably just deciding which pair to cut. 6-pin it is. 2. So that's not a Sanshoku. Back it goes.
I still said facts.
Yeah, you're not wrong. 5. Oh, that would have been the pawn if we hadn't cut a pair. Or if we'd cut something like the 3-pin.
I think the 3-pin would have maintained the 2 Gen Shanten. We could have seen 2 Yakuman on the same table. And that would be a stylish win because it's completely unnecessary. That'd be like a Takeo Kojima style win.
There's the 2-pin. There's the call.
3-6.
Tempai 3-6. It would be an acceptable win if Ben actually dealt into this. So that's not quite it. Hudson, no good. Where are those upper so's? The 7 so's been discarded 3 times.
He played to his conditions and did what he could. You don't always get there. Most of the time you don't get there, but that's what you got to play to.
And there, the last 7 so is revealed. Tempai for Ben on the 3-pin. And would Jim stop if he drew a 3-pin?
We also have to remember that if there are, they're also playing to their 3rd place conditions, probably. So
that's true. It's very true. One back. At this point, Leo just probably hoping to find a tempai.
And Ben just hoping that Leo is not tempai. Because he can just end the hand with no 10 and end the game in 2nd place right here.
It's kind of interesting. Despite having that 3-sided weight, Leo would not have ever drawn the 3-pin. There's Riichi from Andy with the Mongon. And Ben eager to escape now. Now the decision. Oh, 9 so's not it. Is it safe?
Yeah, it does have
He's
3
pretty
8s.
safe.
Yeah. And I don't think he's that worried about dealing into. I guess Mongon he would be, but I don't think it would be a Mongon would be enough to change the standings anyway. But that will end the game.
That will indeed end the game. A peaceful South 4, and that is an acceptable outcome, I believe.
What?
Andy's going to move up a little bit. Ben's going to move down a little bit, but with only 2 players being tempai, Ben maintains the 3rd place lead.
What a bid by Leo. With the Kokshi playing to the conditions, doing exactly what he needed to do to try and get something going. Wasn't quite enough in the end, but he definitely gave himself a chance until the very end there. So he will end the game in 1st place. Overall, he will be in 3rd place.
A valiant effort. We said he needed some ridiculous hands. He got one of them, the incredible Kokshi. But Jim pulling out the 2nd confirms his advancement. And Ben, after the strong game 1, hung on there with a 3rd place.
Oh, that's fine.
The overall total, Jim will finish top with 23.9 and Ben in 2nd with 17.5. And those will be the 2 players advancing after the 2 games of this 3rd round in the Hong Kong Pro Cup.
Leo did get 3rd place with minus 9.2. We are not sure here about the 3rd place conditions. Also note that the scores don't add up to 0 because 1 reach stick was left on the table right there.
Welcome back to the stream. Hey, so it's kind of funny that I'm doing this translation. I'm playing at the game, so I'm Jim Lai from WRPM. So here is the second hanchan interview session. We can see on the screen on the right side, it's Kaiser from HKPM. He is interviewing the top of the table of the second hanchan, Leung. So it's a fun, wonderful game with the Kokushimuso Agari. He won direct deal dealt from Andy, where Andy was far at the top after the 8,000 all. So it was kind of tough condition for him, like because in the first hanchan, Leo scores fourth, and afterwards, after South 2, he's still at the fourth. So he only had 2 games to come back. And afterwards, like kind of like the Yakuman is the only chance. Even though he got the Yakuman 32,000, it's still kind of far for Leo because of the condition of the first hanchan. So yeah, Kaiser was saying like that was lucky because the White Dragon is the Gambit the of what Ben Ching discarded before. So it was kind of lucky for Leo. So Leo said that under the WRC rule, it's kind of tough for him to come back even for South 4 because it's very kind of hard to achieve even Haneman or Baiman condition. So he said that because he saw the 7 bamboos were kind of like out a few already. So to him, it's kind of hard. So Kasa said it feels easier to get Chitoi to meet the condition easier. Or having the Chunchan Sansaku to get more Yakus in the hand. So everyone was kind of very hardworking, working on the conditions for both Andy, Leo. So now overall, Leo achieved negative 9.2. That so he's ranking 3rd. So Leo said it's lucky that he might be still able to advance to the final because the other players aren't able to attend the final. So it's kind of lucky for him. We'll have to check with the other players. So we'll see who can attend tomorrow's final table. So it's kind of confirmed that the 3 top of the tables, number 1 is the Wong from the first day, Hugh Wong from the second day, and Jim Lai from the 3rd day. So we'll confirm with the 4th player after. Okay, hello, Jen and Nate. Thank you so much for today. Sorry for the name under me. It's not them, but it's me. But it's so fun. I guess it's fun for you guys. Nate, it's the second time you helped with the WRC Hong Kong Pro Cup. Thank you so much. And Jen, it's your first time debuted on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And how did you feel overall? Like, I want to hear you guys tell, like, well, how did I play or whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm muted.
Yeah.
First of all, the production level is just amazing. I remember Gemma and I were watching last week when Nate was commentating. We were, doing stuff on the tour, getting ready for the signing ceremony and listening. And we had it on while we were getting ready. And all of a sudden we heard the sound effect. What? That's a reach? It's really great quality and very easy to watch as a commentator as well. And especially like the little camera in the corner with the calls and everything. So You've made our job very easy with this production.
Thank you,
So,
Jen.
great
I
job.
hope you had fun. How about you, Nate? It's our second time, and seeing me play. Oh,
I think
Nate,
Nate
I think muted. Nate muted.
Gotta unmute Nate. Your ninja is muted. Uh-oh. Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
Okay.
he's back.
Now we can hear you.
How did you feel, Nate?
Yeah, I'll have to have you mirror the question to me, Jen, because I actually cannot hear Jim.
Oh,
Oh.
so
Okay.
we were just saying
Yeah,
how did you feel after
No,
today's
I
game?
think he
Yeah.
can't hear you, Jimmy.
Oh.
So, how did you feel about the broadcast and how Jim played and
Oh yeah, I was really looking forward to watching Jim play because I got to commentate with him and listen to his thoughts on the other players, and so it's really cool to see the strong play that we've come to expect from all the players in this tournament, reflected in his own play. And huge congratulations to making it forward.
Thank you so much.
Very well
I
done.
feel very lucky, able to become the first with 2 seconds in the 2 hanchans. So yeah, it was a big relief when I saw the Koksi out from Andy. So shouldn't have that thought, but still very lucky for me. Yep. So
getting second place twice and then still advancing in second place
yes,
is without
it's
getting a
first
first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. But also only 2 games, and also we need to apologize to the viewers because Nate and I thought that the top 2 would be advancing, but actually it's only the top 1 from each table advancing, and then there'll be
Best
conditions
second,
for tiebreaker for second place because Chapman, a JPML pro who is playing as a guest, will not be able to make the final table. So we will find out about that tomorrow before the broadcast. I will be back tomorrow, and who is Nate coming back tomorrow? Who's commentating?
We will figure out.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
And
Let's say
we can't
goodbye
wait
to the
see you
audience.
tomorrow. Yes.
Bye.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Nate. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, our Cantonese commentators, Kaiser and Tin. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you. Bye bye.